welcome back to LEGO Battlebots Season 4. It's the final fight card of the second round. Kicking things off, we have Venom taking on Unnecessary Violence. Venom dominated Red Glow in his first fight, while Unnecessary Violence was able to knock out same-day delivery. Those new forks of Unnecessary Violence are going to prove to be an interesting test for Venom. If UV can get underneath Venom, then it could potentially do some serious damage with that ever so powerful vertical spinner. But if Venom gets underneath, those forks are not super durable, so Venom could take them out pretty easily as well and gain control of the fight. But let's go down to the arena to see how it plays out. Let the bot battle it begin. Unnecessary Violence claims the low ground, but doesn't really land a big hit. Now getting a better shot. Forks holding up. Oh, there goes one of the forks. Never mind. Unnecessary Violence doing some nice damage to start off. Start dealing some decent damage. It looks like 3 of the forks of Venom are either down or damaged. And now they are in the corner, and Unnecessary Violence continuing to land a flurry of shots to that frame. It's a pretty durable bot, but it can get KO'd. And Unnecessary Violence flips them over again and gets them out of the arena.
Knockout.
Well, Unnecessary Violence did exactly what they wanted to do. They got underneath, they broke off enough of the forks so that they really didn't have any more trouble getting underneath, not that they had in the first place. They put Venom in a corner and they pummeled them till they were out of the arena. An excellent performance by Unnecessary Violence. They are now 2-0. Next up, a battle between Huge and Tantrum. Huge getting defeated pretty easily by Whiplash in the main event, while Tantrum was mauled pretty badly by Hypershock. Very interesting designs. Tantrum might actually be high enough, the spinner might be high enough to hit the chassis of Huge. Who knows exactly how much damage Huge will be able to do to Tantrum. That weapon has had fairly inconsistent power levels at times, but it's never gone too high. Tantrum's a pretty tough bot to kill, so we'll see how this fight goes. Let's go down to the arena and see it happen. Let the bot battle begin. Both bots spin up, and Tantrum gets the advantage of the first collision, popping Huge into the air, and again another nice shot, and now they're really getting underneath there. They're trying to control Huge. Oh, but there goes the wedge of Tantrum already. Huge doing major damage already in this fight. But that weapon of Tantrum still active. So Huge trying to change that here. But Tantrum getting underneath and getting some control on Huge, trying to put them on the screws. But there goes the armor belt now that half the wedge that was holding it up came off. Oh, there goes a piece of Tantrum's weapon though. Huge has knocked out Tantrum's spinner, and that is going to be disastrous for Tantrum. They're trying to go after the Self-Riders, that doesn't work. Here we have Tantrum's weapon being dead is gonna make this a significant problem for Tantrum. Huge has a massive opening to try and finish the job. It's gonna be tough, but Huge has already jumped out to a big lead. Tantrum's gonna have to win control and aggression if they want to win this fight. I think another piece just came out of the weapon. And that spinner on Tantrum is done. The spinner on Huge, 3D printed with one solid piece, still cracking up. And there goes the rest of the wedge. But Tantrum able to drive Huge into the screws, but also gets caught in the screws itself. They've got to get off there, and they do. Huge also gets off as well. And Brett going right back into this. Huge just continuing to land shot after shot upon Tantrum. These ones don't seem to have been doing as much as the opening flurry, but still they are getting points. They're still getting points for every hit and every time that weapon continues to land shots onto Tantrum. And Tantrum is struggling here for the Season 1 runner-up, Season 2 quarterfinalists. Oh, but there's some damage on Huge though for the first time this fight as Tantrum trying to get Huge into the screws now again. They're trying to get them up there. Can they do it? Yes, they can, but they get stuck as well. Tantrum is able to get down from there, and they are able to self-right. They're able to get away. Huge seems to be stuck though. They might be in some trouble as Tantrum trying to keep them on there. I believe the screws are reversing. They're trying to drag Huge down. And oh, the countdown even started, but Huge just got out as soon as it started. So Huge back in the field of play. That was Tantrum's best chance of winning this fight as time is running out. Great attack there. Tantrum got fully underneath there. But they've been really unable to dictate and control Huge adequately. Every time they've gotten Huge really on the screws, they've also flipped themselves. This match looks like it's gonna go to a judge decision, and it will. What a performance by Huge. Well, this fight I don't think went the way many predicted. That a Huge, contrary to some of its previous fights, instead of winning damage slowly and over time, went right for the weapon of Tantrum and was able to knock it out incredibly quickly. And with that, Tantrum tried to win control and aggression, but Huge's weapon never slowed down. And every time Tantrum would try and get control, they would also get thrown around themselves, which is going to hurt them. Huge did take some damage by losing one of those stabilizing bars later in the fight. But they did not really get anything done. This is going to be a pretty good decision for Huge, I imagine. The winner by 9-6 judge decision is Huge. Next up, we have two powerful spinners in Uppercut and Son of Waiachi taking each other on. Uppercut got knocked out pretty quickly by Siege Engine in its first fight, while Son of Waiachi fell to its brother bot Fusion. And so let's take a look at these two bots. Obviously, both are pretty powerful weapons, but Son of Waiachi's horizontal spinner is pretty well designed for taking on bots like Uppercut. That seems to be pretty vulnerable frame. Uppercut does have an anti-horizontal wedge, but it's not as robust as some of the other wedges we have seen in the past. Well, Uppercut is still a former semi-finalist, so it still has the potential. So let's go down to the arena and see who wins this fight. Let the bot battle begin. Son of Waiachi and Uppercut spin up, and Uppercut goes in for the attack. And there's another good jab by Uppercut. They seem to be holding up well, the spinner, so far. And they're doing a great job getting these shots in. But, oh, nasty shot by Son of Waiachi there. Oh, Uppercut's weapon seems to be hurting after that shot. And then the whole face of Uppercut seems to be hurting after that. And the rest of Uppercut is now, this fight is over. Uppercut was doing well to start, but that fight turned so quickly. Son of Waiachi getting his first win of the season in violent fashion. Uppercut did well to start, landing a nice couple jabs, but Son of Waiachi landed a brutal shot that seemed to really weaken Uppercut's weapon. From there, Son of Waiachi very quickly tore Uppercut apart. Fight number 4 sees Bronco facing off against Switchback. Bronco got a pretty easy and fast win over Duck in its first fight. Meanwhile, Switchback was able to take down Sub-Zero in fairly decent fashion. Switchback's upgrades at least have shown some promise so far, and those forks might be able to pretty easily get underneath Bronco, whose ground game is pretty bad. So, but Bronco's flipper still has definitely enough power and reliability to throw this upgrade Switchback out of the arena, so it's going to have to play at least somewhat carefully. That drum of Switchback could also wreak some havoc as well. Let's go down to the arena to see who wins this fight. Let the bot battle begin. Bronco gets underneath, Switchback already flips it once, but that flipper is not in a good position after that. That flipper is badly damaged, and Switchback capitalizing on it immediately. Going after that front wedge too, it rips off one of the front wedges. Switchback takes complete control after Bronco loses its flipper. Still technically functional, but that's not going to get underneath anything. Yes, there is one of the forks of Switchback though, but that's one of the outer forks and not one of the actual lifter forks, which are the ones that are actually causing problems for Bronco. And that drum is also wreaking havoc as well. I think the tip of the flipper of Bronco just got ripped off. Not that that's going to be doing anything different. Bronco drowning here already as Switchback continues just to act like Whiplash almost. Now Bronco is in the screws. They're taking some major damage. and they are getting completely controlled here by Switchback. There goes part of the back wedge, I believe. Bronco needs to find a way to get underneath Switchback, but first they need to find a way to get back right side up. They're trying to do so, Switchback staying on them. And can they find a way to escape? There's another shot with a drum. Switchback trying to put Bronco into screws again, and they almost do it. Bronco now able to escape, but Switchback just gets right back underneath, and there we go, right back underneath. He's trying to throw them out. The arena is Switchback, and they are and they have done it. Oh my goodness. Well, Bronco got one flip on, and then it lost its weapon, so it was completely helpless to Switchback, who just completely controlled this fight afterwards. They got underneath, they threw him around, they flipped Bronco over, they got him into screws, they did some nice damage with that drum spinner. Switchback's upgrades looking especially promising after this fight. Still 6 fights left to go, so it's a long road to see if this bot is actually worth it, but as of right now, Switchback is looking like a pretty damn good upgraded bot. As for Bronco, it falls back down to 1-1. Our next fight is Xanthic versus Blip. Xanthic was able to get a knockout win over Dark Matter, a fellow overhead bar spinner in its first fight. Well, and that was the first win of its career as well. Meanwhile, Blip was able to defeat Deadlift, though those weapon power issues were revealed pretty clearly. But it's time to test the other factor of the upgrades, the durability of Blip. Xanthic is still, despite being fairly unstable, it's still a pretty powerful horizontal spinner, so Blip has to be on guard to at least some extent still. And we'll see how those upgrades of Blip fare down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Oh, Xanthic spins out of control, but ends up right side up. So the durability upgrades didn't work in this fight. Yeah, that's a one-hit KO from Xanthic. Wow.
Knockout.
Well, this fight did not last long. This Xanthic only needed one shot, and now it's 2-0. Moving on is Same Day Delivery versus Bad Revolution. Both these bots got mauled by powerful, large vertical spinners. Same Day Delivery to Unnecessary Violence, and Bad Revolution to Lunar New Year. That's a lot of words in the name of all those bots. But anyways, once again, it's going to come down to ground game. We'll see if Same Day Delivery's wedge is able to, its upgraded wedge is able to do anything for its Bad Revolution's wedge, or if the vertical spinner will prove that the classic design is better than hinged. So let's find out down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Let's see whose wedge is lower, and it is Bad Revolutions as they land a solid shot to Same Day Delivery. Oh, a nice one there as well, throwing Same Day Delivery on the screws. And now they're trying to get them stuck, and they might have already gotten Same Day Delivery stuck in that space between the pit and the screw mount. Oh my goodness, that area claims another victim. A countdown is on. Same Day Delivery desperately trying to free itself, but it's not gonna happen. Bad Revolution bouncing back with a very quick and decisive knockout win. They got Same Day Delivery stuck, and now they're back at 1-1, while SDD is 0-2. Minotaur versus Dark Matter is our penultimate fight, and these two bots, they got beaten pretty badly in their last fights. Minotaur got mauled by Yeti, while Dark Matter fell apart at the hands of Xanthic. So both bots who are struggling with durability or reliability in their past fight are going to take each other on, and these still have very powerful weapons, especially on the side of Dark Matter. So I feel like somebody's gonna break in this one, and whoever breaks first, I imagine, is probably going to lose the fight. So let's go down to the arena and see who that is. Let the bot battle begin. Both bots spin up, and a nice shot by Minotaur to kick things off. And looking for another one. Ooh, a decent blow there again. Neither bot seemed to claim much of an advantage at this point in the fight, though I imagine that's going to change fairly quickly as there goes the first piece. Dark Matter draws first blood, ripping one of the weapon supports off of Minotaur. And there is a huge chunk of Minotaur that just got ripped off. One of the side rails and also the drum breaking down. That is not good. Dark Matter is quickly turned this fight. So look, that drum is completely destroyed. Looking like it's going to be a rout as the other side panel comes flying off of Minotaur. Not really flying as much, but it has come off regardless. Both wheels exposed now. But Minotaur still driving, at least it is still charging into the face of Dark Matter, because what real choice does it have? It has to break that weapon, and it does so! Dark Matter's weapon explodes, as they now quickly swap to their wedge, that's hidden behind the spinner, and is definitely getting ready to Minotaur. Minotaur now on its back now. Minotaur has done the thing, and Dark Matter is going to pick up the first win of its career via knockout.
2, 1, knockout.
A decent couple exchanges to start this fight off, but it was Dark Matter who got the advantage, ripping off that first piece of Minotaur and they never looked back. They demolished Minotaur. They destroyed the drum as well, which was crucial. And even though Dark Matter's weapon just exploded later on in the fight, they were able to use their wedge to control Minotaur, get underneath it, and eventually get them in a place where they could not self-right. It's time for the main event, folks, the last fight of the second round of fight cards, and it is a good one. Reigning champion Mannerheim is looking for revenge against Whiplash, the bot who stopped its Season 2 run. Mannerheim has obviously been upgraded since then and is the defending champion. Whiplash is probably one of the few bots who has a pretty easy way to defeat Mannerheim. Most vertical spinners cannot send that bot flying, and horizontal spinners don't even have a chance, but Whiplash absolutely has the ground game and the lifter capability in order to throw Mannerheim out of the arena. But obviously this is an upgraded machine that it's going up against, and so obviously ground game is going to determine who wins this fight. If Mannerheim does get underneath it, Whiplash is gonna go flying, and that durability, or rather lack thereof, is not going to hold up against an angry Mannerheim. But this could be already a preview of a final match or a deep tournament run match, so let's go down to the arena to see who wins this main event. Let the main event begin. Seems like a stalemate at the front wedge, but a Whiplash gets advantage on the second engagement, trying to take control, they flip the reigning champ on its head. The Mannerheim's still in the arena. That ball is just so hard to lift properly. They're trying to get something going there, and now trying to get a clamp, but Mannerheim able to escape. But Whiplash gets right back underneath them, gets underneath it, and now trying to throw them in the pit. They've done so.
Knockout.
Wow, Whiplash dispatches the reigning champ in an incredibly timely manner. That was super fast. Whiplash dominated the low ground, and from there they were able to control Mannerheim much easier than they did in their last fight, and got them in the pit with surprising speed.